All right, I'm streaming in dual format right now. Still haven't found a way to properly export the vertical format videos, but I went through the settings, I went through the Discord for the new Twitch Enhanced broadcasting stuff. Speaking of that, let me quickly check, see if I haven't got a new thing on that last feedback or something. But yeah, so far, oh, no update for that. Okay. So, not on source. Good. But hopefully, if some people pop on, they can tell me what their experience is with the stream, if it's choppy or if it's laggy or if the audio is bad or anything. But I went through all the settings and everything appeared to be good. I am monitoring my GPU. Since I am using the dedicated video encoding feature on it now, rather than CPU encoding, my CPU should be a little better, which never has really been the problem. I have a pretty good CPU. But I chose budget at the time of getting my GPU, and I went for a 3070 Ti, which is not that high. It's not that big. But sorry. I just immediately wanted to look at something quickly. But yeah. Still got RAM, 64 gigs, my 13th gen Intel i7, 1370K, 3.4 gigahertz. Sorry, 3060 Ti, not the 3070 Ti. But yeah, I chose budget and availability because a lot of the video cards at the time were pretty hard to find because of miners, like various Bitcoin and coin miners were just buying the fuck out of everything. And this one was just old enough and still good enough to run modern things. And then the prices exploded and they never quite came down. And kind of similarly for RAM, I was like, yeah, I'd love to go put this up to 256 gigs of RAM. And I was like, I'll pick some up in like a year or something. Maybe they'll have a couple new modules out and I can either replace the whole set or buy these ones for cheaper. But now these RAMs that were like $75 a stick, I think, at the time, like Canadian prices, they're now like $500 a stick. So, you know, fun. So I'm probably going to just hold off and not play any incredibly intensive games. But I couldn't resist testing out this new Twitch Enhanced broadcasting because it allows me to broadcast in 2K instead of HD, which is not a huge jump, but it is pretty significant for resolution and crispness, and it does allow the dual format streaming, which I'm still not sure about if I really like the vertical layout yet, but it is nice that it's an option there. And the Twitch app, from my testing, like switches pretty well between the two of them, giving you like a decent actual view of the stream rather than like squishing it down into a little square or something. So how do I feel? I feel okay. But oh, you're asking about the Ever Crisis thing? I mean, I've been very vocal about my, I would say, disappointments with Ever Crisis over its long time ago. Yeah, they announced the end of service date for October or something. But I'll get into that in a little bit here. But yeah, I'm good. I got my weekend to myself, and then I took off Monday to Thursday next week because my family's coming back through on a road trip, going back towards my hometown, and they'll be staying for 2 nights, I think, but we're not really sure of the day, so I took off a couple days to be safe, and so I'll probably hang out with them next week. Don't know if that means I'll stream or not. It might be if they leave on like the last day off, I'll stream longer on the last day and stuff. But also because of the end of service of this, instead of streaming tactics, I was like, okay, I'll stream this. I'll double test all of my settings for the multi-streaming, and I'll monitor a little better so I can actually like see what's going on. But so far, it's like 10% of my CPU, maybe 40% of my RAM with all of my million tabs and programs and shit running. So, and the GPU, under 60 degrees Celsius, and it's at like 60%, not using that much of the memory. That's stable, and the encoder is higher, which is nice, and which means it's being put out to the vertical format and encoding it for 2K instead of the regular HD stuff. Gotta get my last enjoyment out of this game. Well, they've been handing out a bunch of stuff, so I mean, like they're just like, okay, no more sales. We're cutting all of the like purchase stuff off, and we're just giving away tons of upgrade materials and free weapons and stuff. So, I mean, they're like trying to make it like a little more enjoyable for you. But the thing I wanted to talk about here, I'm gonna smoke while I do this. And I'll pop thing in. Also, today's the last DLC blue hair because it's getting faded out nicely now. I'm gonna bleach it tomorrow. I've got silver hair dye, so I might try to give myself a little trim to like clean up the edge, and then I'll bleach my own hair, try my best to get everything, and then I will dye my own hair, and then I'll come on stream later in Saturday evening probably, and I should have silver hair, ideally. It's probably gonna be, because I'm not good at using the two-part bleach for it, so you'll probably see like dark gray going to like a more silver color, which would be pretty sweet still. I've already done all my daily shit here, so... But yeah, they're giving away... The Festival of Gratitude is what they're calling this event right now. Which runs right until the end of service date. Which I'll pop on and I'll stream this before the end of service and see what's happening to it. Yeah, I've never been on a game that just ended, so... All the big games of my youth that were online, like WoW and stuff, are still going, so I'm really not sure what to think about it, but I am annoyed with Square at the very least. Because, well, maybe it's probably not Square. I think the people who they have running this game or making this game, they got a pretty low budget, and you can tell because like every time there's a story, I complain about how fucking bad the animations are. Despite having like pretty good models and access to the FF Rebirth like high-res models and textures and stuff, so like it shouldn't be that much work for them to do it. The best thing they've done out of this so far is the costumes are really nice. All over, everybody's costumes are really nice. Weapons are kind of bleh. You could tell for a lot of them they're like running out of ideas for new weapons that aren't going to be the weapons you get in Final Fantasy Revelations. So they're very like, this is just a red katana with like a fancy guard on it, and it looks really bad because the regular katanas that Sephiroth uses are very like, I would call them utilitarian. Like it's a very plain blade with a very clear line on it. It's just a little bit thicker, and the guard is just like a little brass thing with some hooks on the ends. So instead of being like crazy fancy and huge and stupid, all of his alternate weapons look like that. And a lot of the characters got there in the same way. Like a lot of their, even the, here, let's scroll down to the bottom. All these weapons in 110 here are like the cheap weapons that they would put out for free with whatever event going on. So a lot of these were just like, this one is the Ifrit theme, so everybody's weapon has this like red and black texture of demonic shit applied to it. Or this one was a weird one, so everybody's got purple and white and gold. This one's the Hell House, so everything's kind of rotten wood and stuff like that. This one was the Cactuar Festival, so you got a little thing. And I mean, like, Some of these aren't bad, and like this one in particular, and the cat paws for Tifa, the ship themed one for Barrett, and like this one is by far my favorite. The oops, I always forget how to get to the viewer, but like, how do I fucking view it properly? There's a way to do it, and I always forget how to do it. Through here? No. Motherfucker. It might have to be on the character page, but Cloud's Buster Sword of the holiday one being like a framework with like Happy Holidays on it. Fantastic. Great. Super good. But then you get this kind of dumb shit where it's like, this is Sephiroth's fancy sword, and it's just like a regular katana with like a really dumb looking hilt and then like a red blade. It's like, okay. They're hit or miss on a lot of these, I'd say. Like Kate Sith ones, they kind of just ran out of colors and they had to start doing weird shit to it. Some of the swords were good. The Monster Hunter stuff was really nice. It was like ideal because it looks just like the Monster Hunter swords. And of course the new characters, Lucia, Matt, and Glenn, considering they didn't have a good base for like what those kind of weapons would work in game for. Like in the FF7 world, through the mainline games, they just kind of had to make some stuff up. Some of them, like this one, aren't too bad, but then you get something dumb like this, and it's just like, they kind of like missed the mark of like the simplicity and good design of some of the built-in game swords, which actually all have like really nice, clear shapes to them, and like nice little color accents, and just the classic kind of style to it. So the good ones are the ones that were like actual games in-game swords or in-game weapons, and like the design of those just feels better automatically. But they did a good job on a lot of stuff. So you get the like FF6 weapons, the Dragon Quest weapons, Barrett's like gangster Shinra gun, there's the pirate hook, stuff like that. Like this stuff, they made up the design really well and it suited it, and they did a good job with them. And then of course we didn't actually have access to the Advent Children weapons before, or we did in game here, but not in any like mainline FF games, so that having those are nice too. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that's like themed around whatever event and they just like made some stuff up, it feels really just because in not a good way. So but yeah, there's some winners and losers across the board here. Yeah, they've been just doling out lots of free stuff. Like I am overstocked for like energy potions for a while. They last a month, so and lots of draws, so they've been giving enough crystals and cards and stuff so that I've completed like the first full card on almost every draw, which I never do that because I'm generally free to play, and every couple months I would buy the like monthly pass or something for $13 or whatever, and I think I probably did that 6 or 7 times over the last 3 years, and I think I paid $50 once for like a crystal pass, and I was like, that's suitable amount of like remuneration for my enjoyment with this game, because at the start I had really high hopes for it, and then every year they like scale back a couple features, they scale back on certain characters, and just kind of like it gets a little less good, and you could tell that they were just like really being squeezed hard on the budget side. Whereas like the animations are good, the character stuff is good, they have to reuse voice lines, which is whatever, but a lot of their original stories, like the Valentine's event, Christmas event, Halloween event and stuff, they made like a decent enough excuse to justify doing like crossovers and having like a neat little dungeon section and a cool boss and stuff. So for what it's been worth, it's been okay. But it's depressing because they've been doling out the story really slowly. Like the Final Fantasy VII story, I think we're maybe 80% of the way through, and like they honestly probably should have finished that one in the first year, to be honest. If it was like 12 parts, one every month, here's like an hour and a half of gameplay where you go through a couple dungeons or something, I would have been pretty happy with it. And then they could have started banging out Crisis Core a little harder, but no, they had to push the other stuff. Dirge Cerberus, Advent Children, the First Soldier original stories, so you could get Baby Angeal and Baby Sephiroth and Zack and all the other characters in there, so you could have all of the good stuff in there. But the promise for the longest time was that they were going to put the Before Crisis stuff on here, because this is, I wouldn't call it essential story, but it's definitely important to the overall like lead up, because this leads into a little bit of Dirge of Cerberus, a little bit of FF7, a little bit of Crisis Core, and like all these characters are people that should be existing in the Final Fantasy VII Revelation world when we get through there. Like you got Reno, Seng, and Rude, of course. You've got Elena's little or older sister, I think. Cisne is also part of these Turks, and then there's like 5 or 6 that are like unnamed, like handgun male and like shotgun female, and then like shotgun male and sword male and sword female kind of things. But these are all Turks that in the story, the rough story of it is like these Turks fought and defeated the initial group of Avalanche. I'll throw my headphones on now. But and in doing so, the initial group of Avalanche was kidnapping members of Soldier and scientists from Shinra to recreate Soldier members themselves, so they had their own like super soldier army. And they were doing like horrific human experiments and torturing people, killing people and stuff. They were really kind of hardcore. But that's because they didn't have the same goals that Barrett had to save the planet. They wanted to essentially conquer the planet by awakening a weapon or possessing a summon or something. I can't remember what the last boss was, but there's 2 like really big threats that come through the game, and they're trying to stop Avalanche from activating this summon that will essentially kill most of the world. And the bad guys are like insane scientists and leaders of Avalanche that are like really, really cruel to people. And so they defeat most of them, and then the Turks get burned by Shinra, and they basically tell Sang and Reno and Rude, you guys gotta kill these other guys because they're too strong, they're a threat now. So they do. The other Turks get excommunicated essentially and go into hiding across the world. And one of the weapons wakes up. I think it's Jade weapon they end up fighting. It's like a big flying bomber plane almost. And it wakes up because of the summon that Avalanche used. And they fight it off and they beat it. But to avoid more weapons being awoken, they spread out so that they don't count as like a powerful entity as a threat to the planet, essentially. So they're hidden all around the world like Cisne was in Gongaga, except for the 3 main Turks that are in the Shinra still. But they all come back together when Mateo Fall happens in Midgar, and they help the classic Turks here, like rescue people and evacuate the city and work in the reconstruction effort and stuff. So like it would be really nice if they all show up in Revelations. I was looking around in Rebirth when you go through the towns. I was like, maybe there'll be a guy there with like a little swoopy hair and he looks kind of buff and he doesn't really fit in with a bunch of fishermen or something like that. But I didn't see many that I think would have fit these guys. But the one army captain in Rebirth, the blonde mommy lady in the red outfit, I'm pretty sure she looks like Elena's mom, so maybe she is related to some of these ones. And like, so obviously they include Cisne in Rebirth, so that is a good chance that they'll include some of these guys, even if they're just background fighters or like background characters It'd be cool if they were like hidden boss fights or something, just to have like a nice, cool fight in Revelations. But so the biggest thing they talked about when they were making Ever Crisis was they were going to say, we're going to have a way you can experience all of the story of FF7 compilation, which is the last 30 years of media, including all of the games, the First Soldier, the original story, Sephiroth stuff, the Advent Children, Dirge of Cerberus, and Before Crisis, because this was only released in Japan on flip phones that were released for Advent Children, and it lasted like a year. And then it wasn't available anywhere else, and it was never released in English. So having some of that story, even if it's like concentrated and we don't get to play a lot of it, would be really nice. And when they announced the end of service, they're like, okay, in like 3 weeks, we're going to add the final chunks of FF7 in 2 parts. And we're going to add, I think, 2 parts of Before Crisis as well to cover the story. And I was like, so you guys have had this sitting for like months probably, and you just fucking, since the game's ending, you're just dumping it on the store. I was like, come on. But people were waiting for parts of a third part of First Soldier to introduce Angeal and kind of fill the gap in a little bit for Sephiroth, Angeal, and Genesis, going from little bratty kids to the top 3 in Soldier, and then leading into Crisis Core essentially. But we did get that little extra bit of story for Zack and Angeal, kind of showing how they met. So, but yeah, they've been dumping a lot of materials and stuff on the people, so I've got a big pile of gems ready to go. And they've been trying to get you to like enjoy your last time with it, but like everybody's kind of like really annoyed. So, but that being said, they're absolutely all the Rebirth modders have already pulled out most of these costumes, and they'll probably be available to put into Revelation on PC, or at least into Rebirth. So stuff like all of Tifa's like cool side costumes and her Advent Children costumes, and the lightning costumes, the 2B costumes, the school outfit, all of these will probably be available in mod form at the very least to put back into the games. Yeah, and they finally gave her a Zangan outfit too, now that she's only going to be playable for like a month or 2, which is annoying. But yeah, I mean, I'm not fond of the gacha aspect of this, and I don't think this is a good candidate for de-gachification like Octopath was, for example, because so much of this doesn't actually mean anything. Like, this was, the Highwind stuff is just a busy work thing, so you can go in here and increase your stats a little bit more for whales who spend all the extra money to max level all their shit out really fast, and then they can go do higher level content and stuff. Like, upgrading the Highwind means nothing. It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't really have any meaningful gameplay thing other than to say, oh, I upgraded the engine 120 fucking times. It took like 9 months to grind through that. And like, oh, I don't think you can see it on my main screen there, but this little blue crystal is the upgrade material for this. And they stopped adding levels to this at some point, and like they just keep handing out more of these crystals. I think I've got a couple 100,000 of them now. Like, let's see, 20,000. There we go. I've got 20,984 of these fucking upgrade crystals that have no use because they gave up on upgrading this mode any further. And kind of at the same point, like the Chocobo farm in here also just stopped having a point, so it like became just a way to grind for some more materials. Like, sure, you can catch some Chocobos, and I've got a rainbow of different Chocobos. They made exactly 2 crossover Chocobos. They never got to S rank, and they never got gold Chocobos. And they started getting lazy with the expeditions to different areas, so they stopped adding like areas and just started re-adding old areas as like a number 2 version. I was like, all right, fine, I get it. You guys are on fumes essentially for ideas how to work these things. But the one thing I really liked about this, which I should have shown you in the Chocobo thing here, was they did a really decent job of making everybody into like high-res pixel forms of their characters. So like they put out 3 outfits for Zack, Cloud, and Sephiroth that are essentially their PS1 original models, like cube hands and all. And these little models here animate really directly well to those. And they've done a good handful of like nice 3D upgrade versions of like areas like this. So this would snap right into the old FF7 game if you wanted to put this in for there. And this looks great. I wish they did every area of the game like this, and then people could pull this out, slap these into a mod or something, and then have like a pretty good HD version of like the old FF7. And same deal for all the like characters of the Chocobo Ranch, Chocobilly, Chocobill, stuff like them. It'd be nice to have an actual this version of FF7, because they've almost got it. They've almost got like a pretty nice version of FF7 here that you could operate by mouse, but works decently on the gamepad too. And like the dungeons work pretty good. They get a little lazy as the dungeons go on, but like the first half of FF7, the story dungeons, are pretty accurate to what you play in game. Like you run this area, you flip a switch, you go to the next area, you go down some ladders, fight some monsters, blah 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 blah. But you could tell each area that they would put in was like a little simpler. Maybe it's only 10 screens instead of 20. This one only has 2 interactable things. This one has 4 screens and stuff. And it just like drops down a little bit. They also stopped adding summons after a while, and like the summons that they do have now are like not even all of the main base ones, and they started doing these double summons because it was like a good way to reuse the assets of, hey, if you just put Shiva and Ramu together and they both do a little woo woo and lightning and ice, it's like, okay, that effectively makes one more gameplay element and doesn't require you to make new models or animations in really intensive ways. So they added like 6 summons from the game of like 20 summons, and it's like they didn't cover all the elements. They didn't get all the way through all of these, and they didn't even flush out the full double summon list or anything. So there's a lot of fluff to this mobile game that they promised a lot of stuff for, and then they added so many more little mechanics that are actually pretty cool. I like the enemy ability, like limit breaks, but they only added 3. 2B Lightning and Bahamut. And it's like, okay, I mean, yeah, it's fine. Couldn't give us all of their limit breaks either, but costumes are really good. Some of the weapons are pretty good. Some of the original events were pretty good. Some of the original story was pretty good. And I liked playing the dungeon fight explorer level up game that they had in there, but they definitely didn't make, like, I would call them like faithful versions of a lot of these games, because like some of these cut out really big chunks of the story, where it's like you're in Junon and then you're just in the Gold Saucer, and you don't do anything in the Gold Saucer. You just go fight in a thing, get chucked down the prison, fight, dying in the thing, get sent up, and now you're off in running away with Sid. And it's like, okay, they were really chopping corners to get to where they got to with this. And I wish the First Soldier story had a little bit more meat on its bones. This one had way too much stuff in it, and they really dragged it out, and it was a little annoying. But this one was, I would say, decently paced, and I like the story of the crew meeting Sephiroth kind of thing. So that part has some good stuff to it. This was too long, it could have been like 3 installments and I would have been fine with it. But you fight that fucking swordsmith guy like 15 times before you finally realize, oh, the evil girl that shouldn't have been a part of the soldier somehow is here, and we're just gonna trust her because she looks like Lucrezia for 6 to 10 months was there, and then you fight her as because she's a boss. It's like, oh, big surprise. Everybody called that 2 episodes in. But Advent Children was just like 6 clips from the movie and 1 boss fight and none of the Sephiroth kids. It's just Bahamut Sin. Dirge of Cerberus wasn't bad, but you only get like 2 really neat boss fights in it too. I don't expect any custom boss fights in this one. I'm expecting a bunch of modeled characters like this in the little chibi models, walking around, talking a bit, doing a thing, having a little pew pew, and then like chasing down other people. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I've had Palworld on my list for a while. I don't own it yet, but getting it sometime at 1.0 would be pretty good. So it looks fun. I like base builders and world builders as much as everybody else, so I don't have a problem playing that kind of game. And like, I like Pokemon, and that's Pokemon basically. I haven't bought a Pokemon game in like a decade because I got really pissed off with their kind of slimy erosion of the promise of what Pokemon was. So I'm fine playing knockoff Pokemon and being pretty happy with it. So here, we'll start this up. Yeah, well, they did win the specific lawsuit of you can't capture monsters with balls or whatever, and they got like 40 grand out of it or something, which is hilarious. It's like nothing. Palworld made that day one on pre-orders kind of stuff, so we're like, yeah, okay, we'll pay that fine. And then they, in the trailer, they like pop the ball back out, throw the monster out. It's like they'll pay their fine and just continue doing it, I guess, or they won't sell Palworld in Japan and avoid the lawsuit entirely, right? Because Japanese lawsuits about weird shit like that are only legal and binding in Japan. So maybe in Japan they just use cards or cubes or something like to avoid it. But like, yeah, it was really spurious of Nintendo, and I was like, such a huge waste of their goddamn time, and like makes them look petty and shitty for everybody. So, but yeah, Ever Crisis, I wouldn't call it a failure, but I would call it a disappointment. And we'll see how thorough this story is. If it's good, and this is like 2 hours, and there's 2 parts that are 2 hours each, maybe I'll have a little bit of a high hopes for it. But it's a shame that this is only going to be active for like 2 months, and then it's going to be fucking lost media again, unless they make an offline version of this. Which I really hope they do. I hope they take it in, they take all the assets, the gameplay style, the level ups, and they kind of make this a version that you could either download on your phone or Steam for $30, and then you could play through really truncated versions of all the stories, and then you could be like, okay, cool, I understand all of the media of FF7, and now I can go play Remake, Rebirth, Revelations without it feeling worried. Because they also include little snippets of some of the like side stories from the novellas and stuff in here. And there was like 2 novellas made each in between Remake, Rebirth, and Revelation, and they included those in here too. So, or rather, the short notes version of those novellas. So, all right, the Shinra Electric Power Company, a private enterprise so powerful as to control the politics of the world. In such organizations, there are always those that support it from the shadows. In Shinra, those that take on special assignments to protect the company's secrets are members of the General Affairs Auditing Department, also known as the Turks. A story of another crisis leading up to that day is about to begin. Are they gonna give him names, or are they gonna use their uh like gun female? See, there's like fucking new assets that they didn't have in the other parts. After Mia. Oh, she's got a name now. Yeah, okay. They got names. Nice. That's a good chance that these might show up in Revelations at some point then. I arrived at Sector 8. And you're ready for your first assignment. Keep the area secure. Understood. First assignment is always keeping Sector 8 secure. That's Turk's tradition, isn't it? I see you've done your homework. Veterans above you, Reno, Rude, and of course myself, all started our careers this way. I'll put all that I've learned to good practice and carry the assignment to the best of my ability. Don't get too tense, it'll affect your performance negatively. Try to always keep a cool head. Hey Chief, how's your first assignment going? Rod. Oh, he's got a name. Rod is funny because he has a stick. That's his weapon. This is your first assignment too. My Turk's designation isn't Chief, it's Afromia. Hold up. Better hide, Chief. Old school Avalanche members. We'll infiltrate the reactor as planned. This operation has been years in the making. We can't fail. Finally, we'll have our vengeance on Shinra. Today they face the punishment. Vengeance on Shinra? Punishment? Chief, looks like they're targeting the reactors. I'm gonna smoke a lot while I watch this, assuming there's not a lot of like interactables. Oh, those fucking lame-ass gun sound effects. The game was very funny because you're playing on a fucking number pad with like a direction thing. So it was like a Mega Man Battle Network style thing on the screen where the enemy would be like moving around here and you'd move around on like a, I think a 3x3 grid, and you could like shoot or attack or use a special, and that was about it. It was very simple. Like the little sprite would go like, and you'd like dodge the enemy attacks and eventually whittle down HP and stuff. It was, I mean, it was an old school phone game in like 2002, so. Those uniforms, the Turks! Damn, they hurt us. We can't let them live. Damn, just fucking gunned that guy down. You rabble couldn't take down Shinra in a million years. Rod, wait, over there. Turks, we'll just have to fight through them. Shinra must be punished. Whoa, there's a whole lot of them. Still won't let them take the reactor, though. Hey, Reno. You know your friend that's in Gigatet? Yeah, sure. Hey, rookies, looking kind of live on your first day. I'll help you secure the reactor, but I'm not doing any overtime. Let's make this quick. Very impressive, Reno. Your reputation as the fastest of the Turks is well deserved. Oh! But that speed of yours means nothing against me. Wow, we're just gonna have to find out, won't we? Is this a treat? Alright then, show me what the Turks are made of. Alright, weirdo. Ralph. Are you protecting us? Reno. Run, rookies. You two are next. Spin kick. What a pathetic lot. I don't stand a chance right now. I'll put you out of your misery soon enough, and then you'll rue your complicity in Shinra's crimes. Sir, message from Commander Fajito. The operation is entered phase 2. We're to assemble immediately. Looks like we're ahead of schedule. Right then, I'm on my way. I think he's one of the soldier experimented clone type guys. It's been a long ass time since I've played or watched Before Crisis, so there's probably a lot of like busy work that's gonna get cut out because I'm pretty sure you can play the whole game in like 10 or 12 hours. Not even worth killing. Who were they? Director, we were able to identify the group that targeted the reactor. Name of their organization is Avalanche. Details are still unclear, but they appear to be quite the large-scale operation. Avalanche. Have you been able to track their movements? Yeah, Verdot. He's the old leader of the Turks before Seng took his place. I'm pretty sure he's alive, too. With the main group that comes back to the city. Here's the gathering at Junon. I see, so the reactor was a diversion. President Shinra is in Junon right now. He's the real target. Do it. I'm gonna be a little sad if this is all the story in one chunk, but I'm happy that it'll be out there. President Shinra is scheduled to attend a press conference in Junon. Avalanche operatives have already bypassed heavy security in an attempt at an assassination. I've been thinking about maybe doing a recording of all of the story stuff in here and like putting it up in like a single video on YouTube as like a here's the story in Ever Crisis. I don't know if I'll just like play it through and voice it over after, or like let it autoplay and continue that way kind of thing. But might be worth some time to do that, so there's a good singular chunk of story for it. I hate these symbols. I'm no good at reading what they are. Theta, Sigma, I can't remember. Mr. President, Avalanche has already infiltrated the area. You must cancel the press conference and evacuate. No, Shinra does not cower to threats. Even if these vermin want to stand against us, crush them like the insects they are. As you wish, Mr. President. All hands will be put to this task. Reno, after me, Rod, protect the President at all costs until the conference broadcast is finished. That won't be possible, I'm afraid. Fuhito. Greetings, the name's Fuhito of Avalanche. It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President. But sadly, this is also our final farewell. You two take care of this clown. I'll get the President to safety. Understood. I wouldn't stand in my way if I were you. We had our guns drawn and aimed at him, and he still somehow got to shoot us. I'll finish you two off soon enough, but for now, enjoy the pyrotechnics show. Right, let's go. We may still be rookies, but we're still Turks. Failure is not an option. Yeah, we can't let the other new Turks eat our glory. We should be safe now. This area is highly secured. Looks like you had some trouble, old man. I was watching through this company's security system. Rufus was funding Avalanche secretly. Rufus, quite the rare occasion for you to be contacting me first. Actually, it's Reno that I wanted to talk to. Some Turks that I've never seen before were doing some fine work. Both are rookies on their first day of duty, sir. Sidearm expert Afremia and Billy Club expert Rod were charged with protecting the President. I'll remember those names. Tell them I have high hopes for them, so keep up the good work. Reports say the threat's still ongoing. Good luck, old man. Threat is ongoing? Pardon me. Meet again, President Shinra. I do hope that at this point you've accepted your fate. I promise you the pain will only be for an instant. There's no need to fear death. It is but a homecoming for the soul. Good job, Reno. Where are you going, Shinra? Stop moving. Bravo, Turk. Bravo. You came much earlier than expected, but I've already accomplished my objective, so I'm off to the next stage of operations. Just walks casually away. Stop. Mr. President, Avalanche has commandeered the Mako cannon. Raise the security level from A to S. Already on it, sir. You've all done well. I'll take over protection of the President. You go and take back control of the Mako cannon. You got it. Roger. Understood. You recover from that bullet wound pretty quick. They have to be crushed. Do whatever it takes. Reno and Rod lead a group of rookies on a frontal assault against the Avalanche forces occupying Junon, while Aframiya infiltrates the Miko cannon control room. Where's the cannon control panel? Aframiya, good work. We've confirmed that the cannon has aborted its firing sequence. Huh? I haven't touched any of the cannon controls yet, sir. The enemy troops in the control room had already been eliminated. It's possible that whoever was here first aborted the sequence. Could it have been? No, that's way too fast, even for... Aframiya, go to the engineering room and confirm our status. I understood. Sephiroth? Yeah, or the Sephiroth lady clone. Were you the one who did this? Did you kill my comrades? Comrades? Your Avalanche too? My shots aren't going through. Your life for the lives of my comrades. Death to Shinra. Blech. Can't end like this. Nice dodge. Nowhere left to run. Accept your fate. Hello, Sephiroth. Or other sword person. That's quite enough. You. The Silver Soldier, Sephiroth. Ah, your guard holds. Flings her away. I am Elfie, leader of Avalanche, punisher of Shinra. Shinra will face our judgment, I promise you. I'll draw for now, but our victory is near. Yeah, she's cool. Shame she dies. You, Turk, inform your superiors that this lot should not be underestimated, especially that leader. Her powers were notable. Chibi Sephiroth with the sword is always so funny. He's just holding it like in the middle, like a broom or something. Sephiroth, Alpha. It's hard to believe that either are human. It's because they're not totally human. Good work today, everyone. You wouldn't have survived this endless barrage of crisis had it not been for your keen judgment. Obviously, shotguns, double guns, knives, nunchucks, when the rookies work together, we're no joke. My colleagues performed so admirably, yet I couldn't accomplish anything. Everything I was charged with is done by Sephiroth. Sephiroth was sent directly by the president. That's how dire the situation was. Avalanche's attacks will no doubt grow more intense in the coming days. There are those that feel rightly aggrieved by our company, but we provide a service that only we can, maintaining balance in our society. That's why Shinra needs to be protected. And we Turks will continue to provide that protection, even though that through means that only we can use. Yes, sir. Roger. Got it. Understood. Hello, Cleo. You want some cuddles? Is that what it is? The good baby. The baby. Oh. You happy for cuddles? Dreams of a nameless trooper. It's Cloud! Shinra resolves to bolster their countermeasures against Avalanche. One such measure is to increase soldier recruitment, and the Turks are put in charge of this task. Though interference from Avalanche at Costa del Sol, their target recruitment area, led to the loss of candidates, the Turks do manage to secure one promising candidate named Azul. Ha ha ha. You remember her from Dirge of Cerberus, Azul the Crimson. Azul the Cerulean? Rosso the Crimson? I can't remember which one is which, but either the red girl or the blue guy. Oh, squeeze. Happy purr. Happy purr. Hey, I cut your nails yesterday. You can sit on my lap without cutting my knee up. Executive board meeting. While the Turks are busy on assignment, Avalanche continues the campaign of destruction, backing Shinra into a corner little by little. Now let's move on to the Avalanche activity damage report. Repair costs for the Mako Cannon, rebuilding costs caused by multiple small-scale attacks in various regions. These have become exorbitant. Rideau, why aren't you able to crush this insufferable group already? What are the Turks doing? We are continuing to gather intel on possible upcoming attacks and the location of their headquarters. He's like, oh, my heart. Oh man, Mr. President, seems like Avalanche has more trouble than you can handle. Rufus, you can't show up to meetings in person, but you still want to run your mouth? What concern is it of yours so far away? You're the one who's keeping me away from the main office. As vice president, I can't just stand idly by and ignore this predicament. There's one question that I have. Why does Avalanche appear wherever the Turks are sent on assignment? Rideau, is there a possibility of a leak? That is something we are investigating. If the Avalanche countermeasures keep being put on the back burner like this, the president may have to take responsibility. Are you saying I should step down? No, I wouldn't go that far. Not at present, at least. Yeah, Rufus wanted to take his spot. Rideau, just find these vermin and eradicate them immediately. Yes, sir. Full resources of the Turks will be used to that end. Afremia is charged with the protection of Professor Raleigh, who holds top-secret information on Shinra when they are assaulted by Avalanche, who introduces a new threat. Look, it's Cloud! For some reason, he's not wearing his helmet like an idiot. Avalanche, hold it right there. You better hand her over if you want to live. Never! Cloud. Trooper, you can fall back. I'll handle this. Negative. I'm on the professor's protection detail, too. And I have a name. It's Cloud. Put your helmet on, Trooper. You're going to get your head blown off. Ooh, look at that. Soldier knockoff. Rah! Why won't that Avalanche Trooper in black stay down? Ah! Get away from Professor Raleigh. Don't move. If you move, she's dead. Director Verdot, an Avalanche Trooper clad in black has captured Professor Raleigh. Our attacks seem to have no effect on him. Can you retrieve the data she has in her possession? She's been taken hostage. Our hands are tied. Don't misinterpret the assignment. What's important is the data, not the professor. Do you understand? Yes, understood. Professor, take cover. Hey, you! What are you doing? Don't interfere. No, we can't put the professor in danger. I'm her bodyguard. Damn it, I'll protect her. Stupid kid. He shouldn't be a problem. But you're a different story. Just like Elena, she's pretty good at dodging. Hey, this one lived. Good job, Trooper. Out of my way. Backup's here. You can leave this guy to me, Chief. You go after the professor. You go, Cleo. Oh, you want some chin scritches? Oh, was that good? Is that a good spot? Give the professor back. You don't know when to quit. I guess you're looking to die. Stop right there. Plow, plow. She just fucking ices people all of a sudden. It's really funny. You alright, Cloud? I hope when Cloud gets his memory back, he gets to tell Elena, like, your sister saved my ass like 25 times. Why are you putting the Professor in danger? The data that Professor holds is very dangerous. If it falls into Avalanche's hands, it may cause untold death and destruction. And you're willing to sacrifice the Professor to get it? I didn't say that. You put her in harm's way. Looks like you're sacrificing her to me. After Mia, status. I've secured the Professor. Good. Now take her data and get out of there. Just you. A unit of those Avalanche troopers in black, under the direct command of Fujito, are headed your way. Evac with the data at once. They're here already? I'll take care of them. You take the Professor to safety. Cloud. Oh, they just brought their fists to a gunfight. That's a bad idea. After me, hurry. Director, your signal's breaking up. Can't confirm your orders. Cutting comms for now. Fuck. Even the way she's holding the gun, it's like... Say this is the trigger, she's holding it like this. Like... it's like not even in her hand properly. Oh my god. There's so many corners they cut on this, but these renders are good. The little effects of steam and the good chibi models with nice animation. Cloud, take the Professor to safety. Protect her at all costs. Alright, on my life, I'll keep her safe. You backed away like 4 steps. How will you do that when your attacks do nothing? Take his sword and stab it in his brain. You weren't hurt. Good. You two lay low. I'm going to wipe out the rest of the Avalanche troops with my backup. So many of them. Invisible knife. After Mia, I'll fight too. Oh no, that guy got back up and killed the professor, probably. Cloud, you were a lifesaver. You feel us in the face of such an overwhelming enemy. I don't remember most of it, just that I was really desperate. You two get back to the professor. I'll keep watch here. Good, Cleo. Good girl. Professor Raleigh? Oh, he did get up and take the data. The trooper you defeated rose up and took the data. That's impossible, to get up after having been defeated like that. You would have had to be immortal. Mission failed. Hey, why did you choose to protect the professor over the data? You could have had that data right now if you didn't do that. Because you taught me how Turks should do their job. I don't remember teaching you anything. He's a good girl, Cleo. Teaching doesn't always have to be done with words. You're a fine trooper, Cloud. Wishing each other success after Mia and Cloud would go on to their next assignments. Oh, Cleo, you're so cute when you're cuddly. Meanwhile, Avalanche had acquired new intel on Soldier from the data they stole. They were focusing their efforts on finding a new target. Nice. They're putting a good chunk of this in. I'm happy for that. Ooh, Cleo. She's just got her head in my hand, like happily purring as I rub her head gently. It's a very cute cat. So my left hand is stuck with cat. My right hand is using the mouse. Frontline base at Icicle Inn has been attacked by Avalanche and destroyed. Soldier operatives in charge of security have gone missing, and FRME is sent to investigate. Every day, this planet hurtles ever faster towards death. This is the result of Shinra's plundering and overuse of Mako energy. The life of the planet being drained by Shinra must be compensated for with the lives of those affiliated with that heinous organization. This is the mission of Avalanche, and our duty as Ravens to see it through. Now go, Tierce. My duty is clear, sir. While investigating the destruction of the Icicle Inn base, Mia discovers the location of an Avalanche base and successfully infiltrates. Kiyo. Huh, this is... Bloop. You must be the missing soldier operatives, Sebastian and Essay. How could the base have fallen with soldier operatives defending it? The enemy assault consisted of only 2 troopers. So, soldier losing to average troopers? I find that hard to believe. Can you describe these troopers? They were dressed entirely in black. The Avalanche troopers in black. They were put in these pods too. Maybe a device that enhances their abilities. We have something similar at Soldier. Saying, found the 2 missing soldier operatives at an Avalanche base. Good girl. They were being kept in pod-like devices filled with an unidentified liquid. According to the operatives, the Avalanche troopers were in black were also put into these pods. Pods? In any case, I want all of you to return to temporary base setup at the Icicle Inn. Oh, my foot was falling asleep. Thank you, Cleo. Understood. Blah. Ah! Death to Shinra. Oh, this one's a psycho. She's good at the dodge roll. And then shooting them in the back. That's funny. I want somehow have to get out of here. Maybe you should shoot him in the brain a couple times to be safe. What the? It's off the screen. Appears she's more than capable than expected. Some more enhancements must be in order. I assume that's what that says. Fucking glitchy, lazy ass, put together shit. Run after me, you're limping. Oh. How? I beat him definitively. Death to Shinra. Is he immortal? Is that so strange to you? Just shoot him in the brain till he doesn't get back up. Vihito. Or pin his head to the ground with a sword through it. The ravens, the troopers under my direct command, are quite rare birds indeed. You saw the pods, didn't you? Put a raven into one of those, and they come back to life. No matter how many times you defeat them, they can never be truly destroyed. However, I've no use for defective troopers that can't even defeat a Turk. Send them back to the planet Kainug. Bleh. He gave his life for the planet, so he must have felt quite honored. Without further ado, it is your turn. Give your life for the planet. Smoke bomb. After me, this way. So she runs. Very well then, we'll move the operation to the next phase. Good evil guy exposing dialogue and secrets. Mr. President, we discovered a key avalanche base in the Icicle Inn area. And send Sephiroth. He's on another assignment, thus one available. And send other soldiers. I want that base flattened immediately. Okay, sir. Is it Zack's time to shine? Sunlight over the snowy fields. Zack! He's already got the Buster Sword here. So the Angeal Rebellion already happened? Everyone here? Are you the soldier operative that was sent to lead this operation? Led this operation. Yeah, name's Zack. Pleasure to meet you. You guys are after Mia of the Turks, here to assist in taking down the avalanche base. Same here, Rod of the Turks. Looking forward to working with you. Now that Zack's here, we have nothing to worry about. This operation should be a cakewalk for him. Ah, come on, Sebastian. We have to work together to get the best results. It's a very Zack-like thing to say, but you're right, of course. We're all making it back to Midgar in one piece. Now everyone get ready to roll out. Heading to the avalanche base, the group is attacked by monsters. Zack and Ephemia let the vehicles go on ahead, and after they deal with the monsters, follow suit. Oh no! What happened here? Story happened off screen. Are you alright? What happened? The troopers in black, the ravens, they ambushed us. Zack, where's Sebastian and Esai? They took him. Zack! Director, the base assault team was attacked by an elite enemy unit, the Ravens. The team was decimated, and Roger was injured as well. How'd this happen? Wasn't Soldier with you? The Ravens ambushed the team and took Sebastian and SI. Zach is out there trying to track him. An ambush, so we do have a leak. After Mia, go and assist Zach. Rod, stand by and keep watch at the base entrance. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Verdot is the leak because they have his daughter or something. Like I think Alfei is his daughter, if I remember correctly. Can't remember. Might be a different girl too, but after Mia infiltrates the Avalanche base once more, looking for Zach, and is unable to find him. She finds herself back in the laboratory where she found Sebastian and SI. You fucking idiots. Get the hell out of there again. SI, Sebastian, you were put into those pods again. Are you both alright? They're turned now. Wait, stop. It's me, Afromia. Hee. Something's wrong. Did Avalanche do something to you? Afromia, fall back. Zach. SI, Sebastian, don't you know who I am? Hee. It's me, Zach. Zach, fight back. No, I'm happy. Happy they're still alive. SI, Sebastian, come on, remember. Did you do this to them? Hee. Kainug. Answer my question. Death to Shinra. Do you not have any human thoughts? If we're monsters, it's no use, Zach. Bleh. SI, Sebastian, come on, stay with me. Bleh. Zach, it was always fun with you around. I'm glad I got to talk to you at the end. Bleh. Come on, don't say it's the end. We still have fun together tomorrow and the next day, and self-destruct sequence initiated. They lured us in here so they could blow up the place with us inside. No wonder it's deserted. Zach, we have to evacuate. You go first. I'll catch up. Tears. Three swords, Zach style. Everything's turned to ash. We should get back, Zach. You two go back to base. I got one last job to do. Make sure to come back before you freeze. See you guys. I'll come back soon. With the operation ending in failure, Rufus suggests there is a leak and heavily criticizes the president. The president in turn puts the blame on Verdot, who is stripped of his position. Well, why are you being dismissed, Director? The operation's failure wasn't your responsibility. The brass have made their decision. I have to accept it. Director, wait. What will happen to the Turks? You're in charge now. Director. Oh. That's all they got for this one now. Whee! Well, I like that it's just story chunk, story chunk, story chunk, story chunk. But, you know, it's a little... Where did I get a new outfit? Oh, her Desperado outfit. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, here's the Pixel Sephiroth and Zack and Cloud. I wish they did this for all the characters because they really look great. I would love to have this like CG rendered background quality with these quality models allowing to be run around and go through it, but is what it is. But yeah, in the next month or two, I'll probably have pretty often story chunks for these to go through at the very least. Yeah, on the last day of service, I'll stream it and see what happens. Probably nothing special, but you know, maybe they'll have a new trailer for Revelations that plays or something. But yeah, I'm glad they're finally putting Before Crisis out there, even if it's incredibly truncated and there's none of the gameplay, and we apparently are only seeing 2 or 3 of the Turks and not all 6 or 7 of them. But yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll probably do some tactics. I think Sunday the guys said they wanted to play some Commander, so that might be my thing Sunday. But tomorrow, tactics for sure. I want to finish that, or at least get to the proper final dungeon, so I will be back on then, and I'll see you all later, and I will take a look at the stream after and see if there was any hitchiness or any weird things. There really shouldn't be, considering this was like a video almost. So, but yeah, have a good night, stay safe, stay healthy, I'll see you all later. And oh, one more thing, I finally went and switched off of Rogers, and I'm now on a different video plan. So I have 100 gigabytes of data per month to do streaming with, either walking around with this magnetized to me on here or on the gimbal, or with the GoPro on my bike. So there'll be a good chance of doing more of those streams as well. But I don't know when I'll do one of those. Maybe tomorrow if my hair dye goes quick. So yeah, have a good night. Sleep well. Fuck ICE. Fuck Trump. Fuck fascism. Fuck Israel. Fuck Zionism. And if you're being affected by any of those things or the war right now, I hope your family and friends